My name is Julia Smith. I'm 30 years old. On the day I graduated from Penn State, my father stood at the reception and raised his glass. But the toast wasn't for me, it was for my sister Monica, who wasn't even graduating that year. He announced, in front of 60 guests, that Monica had just been accepted into a PhD program at Johns Hopkins. Then he looked at me and said, "Julia, maybe one day you'll find something you're actually good at." Everyone laughed. My mother smiled and nodded. I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I just memorized every face in that room. They think I disappeared because I was broken. They don't know I disappeared because I finally understood. I was never going to win a game they had rigged from the start. 7 years later, my parents sent Monica to find me. What she uncovered made them realize they had made a terrible mistake, but by then, it was already too late. Let me start from the beginning. Not the graduation, but the years that made it inevitable. I was born in 1995, 3 years after Monica. Middle child. Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Suburban. Middle class. The kind of place where everyone knew everyone and your worth was measured by the college sticker on your parents' car. Monica's sticker was Johns Hopkins. Mine was Penn State. But that distinction didn't start in college. It started when I was 8 years old. I remember the dinner. I'd won 3rd place in the school art contest, a drawing of our backyard garden. Blue ribbon. I was so proud I could barely sit still. I set the table like my mom asked, then brought the ribbon to the dining room. My father glanced at it for maybe 2 seconds. "That's nice, sweetie," he said. Then he turned to Monica. "Tell your mother about the letter you got today." Monica looked uncomfortable. She was 11. She always got that look when my parents praised her in front of me, like she knew it wasn't fair, but didn't know how to stop it. "I got into the gifted program," she said quietly. My mother actually gasped. My father stood up and hugged her. "Monica, we always knew you were special," he said. Then, almost as an afterthought, "Julia, go set the table." "I already did," I said. He didn't hear me. The next morning, I found my drawing in the kitchen trash. Not even crumpled. Just discarded. The blue ribbon was still pinned to it. I learned something that night. Effort didn't matter if you were the wrong child. 4 years later, May 15th, 2007, Monica won 1st place at the state science fair. Volcano project. Basic baking soda and vinegar, but she presented it well. The local paper ran a photo. Monica holding her trophy, my parents on either side, all of them grinning. I placed honorable mention at the county fair that same month. My project was on water purification using sand filters and charcoal. More complex, more research. But it didn't matter. My parents didn't come to the ceremony. They said they had to work. Later, I heard my mother on the phone with my aunt. "Monica's picture is in the Herald. We're so proud." "Oh, Julia? She did something with water. She got a certificate, I think." Monica found me in my room that evening. She sat on the edge of my bed and handed me a candy bar. Snickers, my favorite. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Even then, at 14, she knew. I still have that certificate in a drawer somewhere, never framed, never mentioned again. Monica turned 19 in the summer of 2011. My parents bought her a brand new Honda Civic, burgundy red, $18,500. They threw a little party in the driveway. Neighbors came over. My dad gave a speech about responsibility and maturity. "Monica earned this car with her grades and her work ethic," he said. "This is what happens when you prove yourself." I turned 16 3 months later. I asked about a car. "You can use the Corolla when it's available," my mother said. The Corolla was a 2004 model. Dented bumper. Rear-view mirror held on with duct tape, and it was almost never available. I walked 2.3 miles to my part-time job at the library, 3 times a week. I saved every paycheck in a mason jar under my bed. I stopped asking for things after that. By the time I was 17, Monica was applying to PhD programs. She already had her bachelor's degree, molecular biology. My parents obsessed over her applications. They proofread her essays. They paid for a consultant to review her personal statement. I applied to 3 schools: Penn State, Temple, Drexel. I got into all 3. My parents didn't review a single essay. They didn't visit a single campus with me. When I told them I'd chosen Penn State, my mother said, "That's fine, Julia. Very practical. Not everyone is cut out for research like Monica." I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw something. Instead, I smiled and said, "Thank you." Penn State was far enough to breathe, close enough that they couldn't say I'd abandoned them. I didn't know I was already planning my escape. Over 4 years of college, my parents contributed $12,000 to my tuition. Monica's undergrad? $55,000? I worked 20 hours a week. I took out loans. I graduated with a 3.4 GPA in communications and $82,000 in debt. Monica graduated summa cum laude with 0 debt. By the time I walked across that stage in May 2017, I had learned to be invisible. I just didn't know yet that invisibility could be a weapon. May 13th, 2017. Saturday, 2 in the afternoon. The ceremony was held at the Bryce Jordan Center, Penn State's massive indoor arena. 12,000 graduates. I was one face in a sea of blue caps and gowns. I scanned the crowd as I walked across the stage. Found my parents. Row 18, seats 4 and 5. My father was looking at his phone. My mother was digging through her purse. Monica waved at me from the seat next to them. She was the only one who saw me cross. Later, my roommate showed me a photo she'd taken. You can see me on stage in the background, mid-handshake with the dean. And in the foreground, you can see my father's head bent over his phone, my mother's purse wide open. I told myself it didn't matter. I was lying. The reception was at Lorenzo's Italian Grill, a family-run place on the edge of town. My parents had reserved the private room. 60-plus guests, extended family, their friends from church. A few people I barely knew. It cost $28 per person. My parents paid for everything. I thought that meant something. Monica and her boyfriend sat at the head table with my parents. I sat at a side table with 2 cousins I'd met maybe 3 times in my life. They spent the entire dinner on their phones. Dinner was fine. Pasta, salad, bread. I wasn't hungry, but I ate anyway, because it gave me something to do with my hands. At 7:14, my father stood up. He tapped his glass with a fork. The room went quiet. "I want to thank everyone for coming today," he said. His voice was loud, clear, rehearsed. "Today, we celebrate achievement." He turned to Monica. "Our daughter Monica has just been accepted into the PhD program at Johns Hopkins University, one of the top 5 molecular biology programs in the nation. We couldn't be prouder." The room erupted in applause. Monica's face went red. She looked down at her plate. My father raised his glass higher. Then he turned to me. "And Julia graduated today too," he said. "Communications degree." A pause. Long enough that I thought he might stop there. He didn't. "Julia," he said, smiling, "maybe one day you'll find something you're actually good at." Laughter. 17 people. I counted. Glasses clinked. My mother smiled and nodded like he'd told a joke. Monica's face went pale. She started to say something, but my father was already moving on to another toast. This time about his own career. Something about insurance adjustments and hard work. I sat there, smiled, clapped when everyone else clapped, and I memorized every face that had laughed. I left the party at 8:30. No one noticed. Monica texted me at 9. Jules, I'm so sorry. Call me. I didn't respond. I walked back to my dorm, 2.1 miles. My roommate had already moved out. The room was empty except for my bed, my desk, and my laptop. I sat on the bare mattress, opened my laptop, created a new email account, j.hayes.creative@gmail.com. Then I started searching. How to build online business anonymously. Audiobook narration freelance. Podcast editing remote work. I opened a spreadsheet, tracked every cent I had left, $3,500 from my final scholarship payout. Rent, food, equipment. I calculated how long I could survive. 3 months? Maybe 4 if I was careful. At 11:47, Monica texted again. Please talk to me. I turned my phone face down. I didn't cry that night. I didn't break down. I didn't call anyone. I calculated. Because invisibility wasn't my weakness anymore, it was my strategy. On June 3, 2017, I bought a one-way Greyhound ticket to Seattle. $186. 2 suitcases. Everything I owned. My mother texted me the day I left. Where are you staying after the dorm closes? I typed back. West Coast. 3 weeks of silence, then. Okay. Let us know if you need anything. They didn't ask which city. They didn't ask for an address. They didn't call. Seattle felt like another planet. No one knew me. No one compared me to Monica. No one expected anything. I found a studio apartment on Capitol Hill through Craigslist. $1,150 a month. 623 E Pike Street, Unit 4B. The landlord didn't ask questions. I signed the lease the same day. The apartment was small. 1 room. A bathroom with a shower so narrow I had to stand sideways. A kitchenette with 2 burners and a mini fridge. I didn't care. It was mine. I slept on an air mattress the first week. Set up my recording equipment in the closet. Laptop, USB microphone, soundproofing foam I'd bought on sale. I taught myself audio editing software. Started with Audacity. Upgraded to Pro Tools when I could afford it. I created profiles on Upwork and Fiverr. Audiobook narration, podcast editing, whatever paid. The first month, I made $1,200. Barely enough for rent. By December, I was making $3,500 a month. I didn't have friends. I didn't go out. I worked 12-hour days, 6 days a week. My only social connection was a library card. Monica called 23 times between June and December. I answered twice. Both times, I kept it short. I'm fine. I'm working. I'll call you later. I never called her later. In October, she left a voicemail. Jules, it's me again. I know you're mad. I don't blame you. But please call me back. Mom and Dad keep asking if I've heard from you. I miss you. I saved the voicemail. Didn't respond. On December 15th, I earned $3,500 in a single month for the first time in my life. I celebrated by buying myself a $4 slice of pizza from Serious Pie, ate it alone on a bench outside, smiled the whole time. I wasn't lonely. I was free. March 8th, 2018, 9:14 at night. My phone rang. I didn't recognize the number, but the area code was Pennsylvania. I answered. Julia, thank God. My father's voice. Cracking. Desperate. I heard my mother crying in the background. Dad? What's wrong? It's Monica, he said. She's sick. They found a mass. Ovarian tumor. She needs surgery next week, but the insurance company denied the claim. Some loophole about pre-existing conditions. Julia, we need $15,000. My stomach dropped. 15,000? You got that big scholarship payout, right? We know you've been saving. Julia, this is life or death. She's your sister. We'll pay you back. I promise. I looked at my bank account on my laptop screen. $18,500. Every penny I'd saved. My entire safety net. Dad, I don't know if I... Julia. His voice was sharp now. Angry. She's your sister. This is life or death. What kind of person are you? I closed my eyes. Okay, I whispered. I'll send it. Thank you. Thank you. We'll pay you back, I swear. The call lasted 22 minutes. He gave me the bank routing number. I wrote it down with shaking hands. The next morning, I wired the money. $15,000. My rent for the next 5 months. My cushion. My safety. Gone. I had $3,500 left. 3 days later, I texted my father. Did Monica's surgery go okay? The message turned green. iMessage to SMS. I called. Straight to voicemail. I called my mother. Same thing. I tried 5 more times over the next 2 days. Then I understood. They had blocked me. They took the money and erased me. Like I never existed. Like I was only worth the dollar amount I could provide. I sat on the floor of my apartment and stared at the wall for an hour. Then I opened my laptop. Created a folder. Labeled it Insurance. I saved the wire transfer receipt. Screenshot every text message turning green. Save the voicemail greetings before they disappeared. I had a feeling I'd need it. March 2018 to July 2025. 7 years. Let me compress it for you, because the details don't matter as much as the arc. March 11th, 2018. 3 days after I wired the money. I checked my bank account. $3,500. I texted my dad, "How's Monica?" The bubble turned green. I called my mom. Voicemail. Called 5 more times. Nothing. I tried Monica's number. It rang twice, then disconnected. I realized they'd all blocked me. I sat at my desk and wrote in a journal, pen and paper, because I needed to feel something physical. They took the money and erased me. Like I never existed. Like I was only worth the dollar amount I could provide. I kept the bank transfer receipt. I kept screenshots of the green messages. I kept everything. I labeled the folder on my laptop. Insurance. I didn't know when I'd need it, but I knew I would. April 2018. I changed my phone number. Didn't give it to my parents. Didn't give it to Monica. May 2018. I tried to reach Monica through the Johns Hopkins directory. Found her email. Sent a message. "Are you okay?" It bounced back. She'd changed her email address. I stopped trying. I worked. That's all I did. I moved to a smaller studio, $850 a month, to save money. Ate ramen 4 nights a week. Invested every extra dollar in better equipment, in online courses, in building a reputation. 2018 income, $38,000. 2019 income, $61,000. 2020 income, COVID hit, and podcasts exploded, $98,000. By November 2020, one of my clients left a review on Upwork. Jay Hayes is the best audio editor I've ever worked with. Professional, fast, completely reliable. I don't even know what they look like, and I don't care. The results speak for themselves. I smiled when I read that. Because that was the point. January 2021. I incorporated Hayes Audio Network LLC, registered in Washington State. I used my initials, J.S. Hayes, Julia Sarah Hayes. Hayes was my grandmother's maiden name, the only person in my family who had ever been kind to me. I hired my first employee in March, a remote audio engineer in Ohio, then a graphic designer, then a project manager. By October 2022, I had 5 employees. Revenue hit $1.1 million that year. I moved to Portland in October 2022. Rent was cheaper, quality of life was better, and it was far enough from Seattle that I felt like I could breathe. My new address: 1824 SE Hawthorne Boulevard, Unit 12. One-bedroom apartment. $1,350 a month. Plants on the windowsill. A desk with 3 monitors. A closet full of equipment. I still used an AI-generated voice for client calls. Never showed my face on Zoom. Never used my real name publicly. J.S. Hayes had a reputation. Julia Smith had none. That's exactly how I wanted it. 2023 revenue: $1.9 million. 2024 revenue: $2.8 million. By December 2024, I had 12 full-time employees and 8 contractors, 85,000 paid subscribers on our platform. Audiobook catalog: 320-plus titles. Original podcast shows: 6. I wasn't hiding. I was building. July 22nd, 2025. 4:38 in the afternoon. My business attorney, Rebecca Lawson, hired in 2023, called me. Julia, I just got off the phone with Cascade Media Group. They want to buy 65% of Hayes Audio Network. I set down my coffee. How much? $9.8 million, $6.5 million cash upfront, $3.3 million earnout over 2 years. You'd retain 35% equity and stay on as creative director. 3-year contract. Salary: $185,000 annually. I didn't say anything. Julia, are you there? I'm here. This is a life-changing offer, she said. You'd walk away with enough money to never worry again, and you'd still own 1/3 of the company. What do you think? I looked out the window. Portland rain, gray sky, the kind of day that used to make me feel small. Now it just felt quiet. I think, I said slowly, I need to say yes. You're sure? I'm sure. I signed the term sheet on July 24th. Due diligence began immediately. The deal required review by a corporate law firm in Seattle. That firm was Kelton and Associates. I didn't know it yet, but Monica worked there. July 25th, 2025. Friday morning, 11:20. I was making coffee when I heard the knock. I looked through the peephole and saw a ghost. Monica. She was older, tired, dark circles under her eyes. She wore business casual clothes, slacks, a blazer, a bag slung over her shoulder. She held a Starbucks cup, half empty and cold. For a moment, I thought about pretending I wasn't home. Then she spoke. Jules, it's me. I know you probably don't want to see me. I just need to know you're okay. Please. I stood there for 10 seconds, hand frozen on the doorknob. Then I opened the door. Monica stood in my doorway, staring at me like she wasn't sure I was real. Hi, she said. Hi. Silence. She glanced past me into the apartment. Can I come in? I didn't move. Why are you here? Mom and Dad asked me to check on you. They said you haven't answered their calls in years. They're worried. I almost laughed. They blocked me 7 years ago. What calls? Her face went blank. What? March 2018, 3 days after I wired them $15,000. They blocked me. All of you did. Julia, what are you talking about? They said you stopped answering. They said you cut us off after graduation. I stared at her. She didn't know. She genuinely didn't know. Come in, I said. Monica stepped inside, looked around. The apartment was small but neat, clean. A couch, a desk, a kitchen counter with 2 bar stools. It's nice, she said. Small, but nice. I didn't offer her coffee. I didn't invite her to sit. She sat anyway, perching on the arm of the couch. They really said I stopped answering? I asked. Yes. They've been saying it for years. I tried calling you, Jules. So many times. You never picked up. Because I changed my number. Because you all blocked me. Monica's face was pale now. Julia, I need you to tell me exactly what happened. So I did. I told her about the call. March 8th, 2018. Dad's voice, cracking with desperation. Monica's sick. Ovarian tumor. Emergency surgery. $15,000. I told her I wired the money. Every penny I'd saved. I told her that 3 days later all contact stopped. Blocked. Erased. Monica's hands were shaking. Julia, she said slowly, I never had surgery. I've never had an ovarian tumor. In March 2018, I was visiting Grandma in Harrisburg. She fell, and I stayed with her for a week. I wasn't even sick. The room went very quiet. They used your name, I said, to steal from me. Monica pulled out her phone, opened her calendar app, scrolled back to March 2018, showed me the screen. March 5th to 12th, 2018. Grandma's house. No mention of surgery. No mention of illness. Oh my God, she whispered. I need to see proof, Monica said. Her voice was tight. Not because I don't believe you, I do, but I need to see it. I need to understand what they did. I opened my laptop, pulled up the folder labeled Insurance. I showed her the wire transfer receipt. March 9th, 2018. $15,000, sent to an account in my father's name. I showed her the screenshots. Green messages. Blocked. I played her the voicemail my father had left. His voice. Monica's sick. This is life or death. Monica listened. Her face went from pale to gray. When it ended, she didn't say anything for a long time. Then, they used me. They used my name to con you. Yes. And I didn't even know. No. She stood up, walked to the window, pressed her forehead against the glass. I need to go, she said. I need time to process this. She left at 8 that night, booked a hotel, Quality Inn, $129 a night. At 9:15, my phone buzzed. A text from Monica. I'm requesting my medical records from 2018. I need to prove what I know is true. I'm sorry, Jules. I'm so sorry. I didn't respond. I just saved the text in the folder. August 2nd, 2025. Monica sent me an email. Attachment, PDF, medical records from Johns Hopkins, dated March to May 2018. I opened it. No surgical procedures, no oncology consultations, no insurance claims related to ovarian issues, just one routine checkup on March 4th. Lab work, normal results, nothing. My phone buzzed. Monica, text, March 2018, nothing. No surgery, no tumor. They used me as a lie. I typed back, I know. Another text. I'm going to call them. I need to hear them explain this. I replied immediately. Don't. Not yet. If you confront them now, they'll come up with a story. We need more. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Finally. Okay, but Jules, I'm unraveling. I don't know how to sit with this. I know. I typed. But we wait. Monica didn't just wait. She dug. Over the next 2 weeks, she requested public records, checked mortgage filings in Lancaster County, called mutual family friends under the guise of catching up. She found everything. August 15th. She sent me a long text. Jules, I found out why they need money. Dad has a gambling problem. Casinos. Sports betting. Poker. They've refinanced the house 3 times. Original mortgage in 2003. $185,000. Now it's $312,000. The house is worth $280,000. They're underwater by $32,000. Credit card debt, $28,000. Casino debt, estimated from what I could piece together, around $67,000. They're drowning. I read the text twice. Then I replied, "That's not my problem." But I knew it wouldn't end there. Desperate people don't take no for an answer. September 4th, 2025. 2:34 in the afternoon. Monica was at work. Kelton and Associates, a corporate law firm in Seattle. She'd been there for 3 years. Mid-level associate. Decent salary. Long hours. That day, a senior partner dropped a new case file on her desk. M&A deal, he said. Cascade Media Group is acquiring a content company, Hayes Audio Network LLC. We're doing due diligence. I need you to review the incorporation documents. Monica nodded, opened the file. Registered agent address, 1824 SE Hawthorne Boulevard, Unit 12, Portland, Oregon. She froze. That was my address. She flipped to the next page. Founder, J.S. Hayes. She Googled it. J.S. Hayes. Anonymous audio entrepreneur. Industry articles. Estimated valuation, $7.5 million. Then she cross-referenced the name with everything she knew about me. Julia Sarah Hayes. J.S. Hayes. Oh my God. Monica called me at 6 that evening. Julia. Yeah? You're J.S. Hayes. Silence. How did you? I'm working on your acquisition deal, the Cascade deal. I saw the paperwork. Jules, you built this. You built a $7.5 million company, and they have no idea. I didn't say anything. Why didn't you tell me? Because, I said slowly, the last time I trusted our family with money, I lost everything. Why would I risk it again? Long pause. You thought I'd tell them. Wouldn't you have? She was quiet for a long time. 7 years ago? She said finally. Maybe. Now? Never. September 8th, 2025. Saturday morning. Monica drove down to Portland. We met at a coffee shop, Quava Coffee, SE 3rd Avenue. 10:15. She ordered nothing. I ordered black coffee. $3. They're coming, she said. She slid her phone across the table. A text from our mother sent that morning. Monica, we need to talk about Julia. It's urgent. Dad's in trouble. I looked up. Monica's face was stone. What kind of trouble? I don't know yet, but they're going to ask you for money, and when you say no, they're going to escalate. How do you know? Because that's what desperate people do. I took a sip of coffee. It was too hot. Burned my tongue. Let them come, I said. September 10th, 2025. My mother called Monica 8 times, texted 23 times. Monica didn't answer. September 12th, Sunday morning, 7:45. Monica's doorbell rang. She opened it. Both of our parents stood there. You saw her, didn't you? My mother's voice was sharp, accusing. Monica didn't step aside. Yes. What did she say about us? She's been poisoning you against us, hasn't she? She didn't have to, Monica said. I requested my own medical records. There was no surgery in 2018. You lied to her. You stole from her. My father stepped forward. We borrowed money from family. That's normal. She abandoned us. We're the victims here. Monica's voice was ice. Get out. Monica, get out. I'm done. They left at 8:30. At 9, my mother texted Monica. You're choosing her over your own parents. You'll regret this. Monica forwarded it to me. I saved it in the folder. Monica didn't stop digging. By September 15th, she'd pieced together the full picture. Dad had been fired from his insurance job in 2022. Caught gambling on company time. Now he worked part-time at a hardware store, $16 an hour. The house was underwater. Credit cards maxed out. Collection agencies calling. And the casino debt, private loan sharks, was estimated at $67,000. Total debt, over $95,000. Monica sent me screenshots of the public records. Mortgage filings from the Lancaster County Clerk's office. I texted back, "That's not my problem." But I knew it wouldn't end there. September 20th, 2025. My parents hired a private investigator, found him on Craigslist. Cheap. $850 flat fee. He was sloppy. One of my employees got a weird call. A man claiming to be an industry journalist asking about Hayes Audio Network's founder. My employee thought it was strange, mentioned it to me in our weekly check-in. I knew immediately. By October 2nd, the PI had found what he was looking for. He sent my father an email. Subject: Julia Smith investigation findings. Your daughter operates Hayes Audio Network under alias J.S. Hayes. Company valued $7.5 million plus. Pending sale rumored. She has resources. Recommend direct contact. October 2nd, 11:38 at night. Monica texted me. They hired a PI. He found your company. Jules, they know. October 10th, 2025, 5:15 in the afternoon. My mother left me a voicemail. I hadn't heard her voice in 7 years. It was cold, clinical. No tears. Julia, we know about your company. $7.5 million. You've been hiding it while your father and I suffer. We're your parents. You owe us everything. You'll do the right thing and help us, or everyone, your employees, your clients, your business partners, will know what kind of selfish, ungrateful daughter you really are. You have 1 week. At 6:03, my father sent an email. Subject: Family obligation. Julia, we are in a difficult financial situation due to circumstances beyond our control. As our daughter, you have a moral and potentially legal obligation to provide elder care assistance. We are requesting $80,000 to resolve immediate debts. Failure to comply will result in us pursuing all available legal remedies, including public disclosure of your abandonment and a formal elder neglect complaint with authorities. Dad. I saved both, forwarded them to Monica, forwarded them to Rebecca, my attorney. Then I called Monica. They just threatened me, I said. In writing. I know, I got your forward. Monica, this is extortion. I know. I can bury them. Long pause. Then do it, she said. October 12th, 2025. 3 in the afternoon. I met with Rebecca Lawson at her office in downtown Portland. Brought my laptop and an external hard drive. I opened the folder labeled Insurance. She spent 2 hours reviewing everything. Bank transfer receipt. March 9th, 2018. $15,000. Voicemail transcript. Dad's voice. Monica's sick. This is life or death. Screenshots of blocked contacts, green messages, proof of erasure. Monica's medical records from Johns Hopkins. No surgery, no tumor, no insurance claims in 2018. The October 10th voicemail from my mother. Extortion, plain and simple. The email from my father. Threats in writing. Monica's recordings from September 12th. My parents at her door, accusing, manipulating. The private investigator's report, obtained through my employee. A timeline document I'd been updating since 2018. Every interaction, every date, every detail. Rebecca leaned back in her chair. Ms. Smith, she said, this is airtight. The voicemail alone is extortion under Oregon law. The fake medical emergency is wire fraud. The elder neglect claim they're threatening is easily disproven. You've had 0 contact for 7 years at their instigation, and you're 30, so no legal care obligation exists. They have no case. You have 12. I don't want to destroy them, I said. I just want them to leave me alone. Then we make it very clear. Silence or consequences. She charged $850 for the consultation. On October 15th, I met Monica at a coffee shop. Courier Coffee, SE Oak Street, 4:30. I slid a USB drive across the table. "This is a copy," I said, "in case something happens to me." Monica took it, held it like it weighed 1,000 pounds. "They won't stop," she said. "You know that, right?" "I know." "Good," she said, "because I'm ready to fight." November 1st, 2025. My parents filed an elder neglect complaint with Lancaster County Adult Protective Services. They claimed I had abandoned elderly parents in medical distress, refused contact, and had substantial resources to provide care. November 1st. A caseworker left me a voicemail. "Ms. Smith, this is Karen Rodriguez from Lancaster County Adult Protective Services. We've received a complaint regarding potential elder neglect. Please return this call at your earliest convenience. Case number 2025-APS-883-4. I called back the same day. Explained. No contact in 7 years at their instigation. Parents are 58 and 56. Not elderly. I have evidence of extortion attempts. The caseworker reviewed the file. November 3rd. Case closed. Her notes. Complainants appear to be attempting to misuse APS system for financial leverage. No evidence of neglect. Recommend no further action. She apologized for bothering me. I thanked her. Hung up. Then I called Rebecca. "They just filed a false report with APS," I said. "Add it to the list." Rebecca spent a week drafting the response. November 8th, 2025. 5:47 in the evening. She sent it via certified mail and email. 47 pages. Pages 1 to 3. Overview of the 2018 fraud. Fake medical emergency. $15,000 theft. Pages 4 to 12. Timeline of harassment, 2018 to 2025. Pages 13 to 20. Evidence exhibits. Bank records. Voicemails. Emails. Medical records. Pages 21 to 35. Legal analysis. Extortion under Oregon and Pennsylvania law. Wire fraud. Filing a false APS report. Pages 36 to 45. Monica's testimony. Her recordings. Her medical records. Pages 46 to 47. The cease and desist. The final sentence. Any further contact with Mrs. Smith, her family members, her employees, or her business associates will result in immediate filing of criminal extortion charges with the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office and civil claims for damages exceeding $500,000. You have 72 hours to withdraw all claims and confirm in writing that you will cease all contact. Failure to comply will be met with the full extent of legal action. Certified mail tracking number 7025-123-4567-89102. Email timestamp 5:51 p.m. Rebecca sent me a message. Sent. If they're smart, they'll go silent. If they're not, we have everything we need. 3 days, nothing. No calls, no emails, no texts. I almost believed it was over. Then, on November 11th, my phone rang. It was my father. November 11th, 2025. 7:22 at night. I stared at the screen. My father's name. The first time he'd called me in 7 years. I answered. "Julia." His voice was shaking. "Please, we just want to talk. You stole $15,000 from me and blocked me for 7 years. Then you threatened to destroy my business. What's left to talk about? We can explain. It's not what you think. Can we just meet? Like a family?" I almost laughed. "Fine," I said. "Tomorrow. 10 a.m. Starbucks on Main Street, Lancaster. Monica will be there. I'm recording everything. Take it or leave it." Long pause. "Okay," he said. "We'll be there." November 12th, 2025. 10:15 in the morning. Starbucks. Main Street, Lancaster. Monica was already there when I arrived at 10:10. Corner table. 2 phones on the table. both recording. My parents walked in at 10:18. Late. Intentional. My mother's eyes were red. My father's hands were shaking. They sat down. Julia, sweetheart, we've been so worried about you. I cut her off. Stop. I'm going to say this once. I placed my phone on the table. Recording light visible. In March 2018, you called me. You said Monica needed emergency surgery. You said you needed $15,000. I sent it. 3 days later, you blocked me. Monica never had surgery. You lied. You stole. Then, last month, you threatened me to extort more money. I have recordings. I have evidence. My attorney has everything. I slid a printed copy of Rebecca's 47-page letter across the table. So here's what's going to happen. My father's face went from red to white. My mother grabbed the papers, started flipping through them. That money, we borrowed it, my father said. Families borrow from each other, it's not stealing. You lied about Monica dying, you blocked me, that's theft and fraud. My mother looked up. You're really going to destroy us? Your own parents? Monica spoke before I could. You destroyed yourselves. She's just refusing to clean up your mess. My father turned to her. You're siding with her? After everything I saw my medical records, Monica said. Her voice was steady. There was no surgery. You used my name to con her. I'm done. My mother started crying, real tears this time. My father's voice cracked. You're really going to destroy your own family over money? I looked him in the eye. You already destroyed this family. In 2017, when you chose Monica over me at my own graduation. In 2018, when you stole from me. Last month, when you tried to extort me. I didn't do this. You did. I'm just making sure you can't do it to anyone else. I stood up. Monica stood with me. You have the letter. Read it. You have 72 hours from Monday to confirm you'll never contact me again. If you don't, I file charges Wednesday morning. I picked up my phone. Monica, let's go. We walked out. They didn't follow. Monica drove. We didn't speak for 10 minutes. Finally, she broke the silence. That was the hardest thing I've ever done. Me too. She reached over and squeezed my hand. We drove the rest of the way to the airport in silence. For the first time in 7 years, I didn't feel alone. November 13th, 2025, 2:34 in the afternoon. Rebecca forwarded me an email from Thomas Brennan, attorney at law, Lancaster, PA. Subject, R.E. Cease and desist, Smith matter. Please confirm receipt of this message and acceptance of terms. My clients agree to cease all contact with Ms. Julia Smith effective immediately. They withdraw any and all claims and will not pursue further action. My clients request privacy and wish to resolve this matter without further escalation. Rebecca's note at the bottom. They caved. It's over. Congratulations. I read the email 3 times. Then I closed my laptop and cried for the first time in 7 years. Not sad tears. Relief. November 18th, 2025. 3:47 in the afternoon. The Cascade Media Group acquisition finalized. $6.5 million cash hit my Wells Fargo business account. Balance. $6,518,450.82. I stared at the number for a long time. Then I texted Monica. It's done. The deal closed. She replied immediately. How do you feel? I typed, rich and tired. Mostly tired. You earned it, Jules. Every cent. That night, I went to dinner alone. Ordered the most expensive thing on the menu. Tipped 50%. Walked home in the rain. Smiled the whole way. November 20th, 2025. Monica flew to Portland for the weekend. I met her at a coffee shop, handed her an envelope. Inside, A check for $15,000. This is the money they stole in your name, I said. I'm giving it to you. Not because you need it, because it should have never been about money. Monica started crying. Jules, I can't. It's not a gift. It's a closing. They used your name to hurt me. I'm using your name to end this. Take it. Do something good with it. She took the check. Then she hugged me. Not the polite, distant hug from childhood. A real one. I'm sorry I wasn't there sooner, she whispered. You're here now, I said. That's enough. December 1st, 2025. Monica visited Portland again. We had dinner, talked about everything. Childhood, trauma, futures. For the first time in my life, I had a sister who saw me. December 10th. She visited again. We walked along the river. Didn't talk about our parents. Didn't need to. December 15th, 2025. A card arrived in the mail. From Monica. Handwritten. Jules. Thank you for not giving up on me, even when I didn't deserve it. I'm proud to be your sister. Proud of who you've become. Here's to a new chapter. M. I hung it on my fridge. First decoration in my apartment. No card from my parents. No call. No text. Silence. That silence used to scare me. Now it sounds like peace. December 15th, 2025. 8:43 at night. I sit in my apartment. City lights outside the window. Portland rain. I think about the last 7 years. On May 13th, 2017, my father told me to find something I was good at. Took me 7 years. But I did. Turns out, I'm really good at building a life without them. I'm good at turning pain into purpose. And I'm good at knowing my worth, even when no one else did. They wanted me to disappear. I did. Just not the way they expected. December 15th, 2025. I'm 30 years old. I run a company worth millions. I have a sister who finally sees me, and I haven't heard from my parents in 5 weeks. I don't think I ever will again. And you know what? I'm okay with that. They wanted me to find something I was good at. I found it. I'm good at being free. And that's the best revenge I could have ever asked for.